Alrighty, so this is just going to be a recap of a hunt that I had in 2021. November 18th, I think, was the day that I had this hunt. Um, Found this piece of public in southern Illinois that had a lot of good sign on it, put some trail cameras over there, and immediately got some good pictures of some deer, actually, specifically this deer. That's not a deer you encounter every day in any state I think that you go to on public land. I wanted to put all my time into focusing on that deer specifically. It was the day before shotgun season that I was going to be going out after him for the first time. I think that was the first time I actually went out for him, was this hunt I'm about to show you. And I had a pretty good idea that he was crossing through there. I didn't know how regular that was going to be, but I knew, if I was there during the right time, which November 18th is prime time usually here in Southern Illinois. So I thought maybe if I got in there and just could observe that first morning and maybe come in there the next day with a shotgun and at CRP field, have a better chance at him. But you never know when you go out there when it's going to be the time. And yeah, when you watch this hunt, you'll see that this was the time. So yeah, we'll get into that, and then I'll kind of give a brief after review and review of this hunt. So let's get into it. Yeah, that's pretty hard to watch as a hunter. I'm sure a lot of you guys are sitting there right now going, ooh, yeah, it's high. If you're wondering how that ended up, here's what I got for Christmas: an Archery for Beginners book from my brother-in-law. Gotta love the family that I married into. Got a really good sense of humor, so shout out to them. Um, in all seriousness, I think I ended up letting that deer sit for like 10 hours or something like that before even to go check for the arrow. I knew it was a bad hit. Obviously, had to mute the camera. Some pretty bad language there as I was in the stand, but ended up giving some time. I'll show some pictures of what the blood looked like just for some information. Maybe someone hits a deer that high and they're wondering, hey, is this a lethal hit or not? I'll just show some pictures of what the blood trail looked like. Actually ended up blood trailing that deer for, I don't even know, maybe like 600 yards. Using Onyx, followed that blood trail for a long time actually, and ended up getting some pretty decent blood on him. And I thought maybe there might be a chance, but pretty slim there. Talked to a lot of people throughout the day while I was waiting. Ended up making the decision that night to go back the next day, first shotgun season, just sit that same stand that morning, see if he shows up maybe. Sat for an hour that first morning, let the sun get up pretty high. Had all my blades orange on, went and looked really thoroughly in that area pretty much all day. Never did find any sign after that last blood. I mean, I looked all over the area, never did find him, so I was pretty confident that he was alive. So I had trail cameras pretty much surrounding that whole area, moved everything to where if I had any other cameras on any other area, I mean, it was surrounding that specific public area, so I could possibly get a picture of him and see if he's still alive or out there. I think it was 3 days afterwards, I ended up getting a picture of him, and then he was still alive, still moving pretty good. And then pretty much every 2 days after the season, after I shot that deer, I had pictures of him, and it was never, I mean, I had probably, I think, 8 or 10 cameras out there in that piece of public, and he was just all over the place, really hard to predict. I think I ended up seeing him around muzzleloader season here in Illinois. The day before muzzleloader season, I saw him, and he was chasing a doe. I mean, full on chasing, head down. So he definitely was living. That shot didn't affect him. It's super high in no man's land, so didn't affect him at all. Chased him for the whole season. I think I had another opportunity at him. I was at, I think, like 35 or 40 yards. This was in like mid-December. I had my camera on me, but I was walking in to go actually check a camera before I went and sat that night, and it was pouring down rain, and I was walking on this edge, and I was like, I almost didn't take my bow too. And so that's a lesson. If you're watching this video, always take your bow with you if you're going in the woods and it's hunting season. I was walking to go check that camera, and I looked up and I just saw a rack sticking out of the brush, and I was like, well, there's a pretty good deer right there. And I got down on one knee, and sure enough, it's him, and he was walking dead away from me. And I thought too, I was like, man, I'm gonna have a chance at this deer. And I got within 35 or 40 yards of him, and he just walked straight away from me and didn't have a shot. So ended up getting pictures of him like the last couple days of season. I lost him for like 2 weeks, I think, is the only time period that I dropped him for my cameras. And he actually ended up switching maybe 500-600 yards away to a different area. There's some different kind of variety of crops that were harvested there that I think he was focusing on for late season. So he ended up shifting over there. The last couple days of the season, I ended up seeing him once, I think, in daylight. It was just before dark. He was going onto that crop field, so just missed him there. And then so I knew he made it through the season, so that made me pretty happy. Maybe have a chance at him next year. I really wanted to get sheds, and actually ended up finding one, so that was pretty cool. Didn't even notice this kicker. Maybe you guys noticed it on the video, but I did not notice this little kicker going on here. This G2 ended up being, I want to say 13 7/8, and then I think overall this one side scored 76 7/8, I want to say, and then with the 18-inch spread, and let's say the other side's somewhat close to this side, that'd be maybe 160s deer, if not better. I think he's probably wider than a normal 18-inch spread, but who knows? Maybe next year we'll find out. So I know he's still out there. So maybe next year if he stays around, we'll get a shot at him. If not, there's a lot of other deer that I have my eyes on. I'll show this little clip of this. I think it was a 10-pointer. I had him at 10 yards. I think this was also in maybe late December, maybe late November or early December, I think, time frame. I was sitting in another area where I'd seen this same deer crossing through, and got in there a little late, ended up bumping a deer, and sat down next to a stump. And then I just looked over and there was a doe bedded down 10 yards away. And this buck actually ended up sticking around for about an hour. And I mean, multiple shot opportunities. I shot this deer, so I kind of had I guess, mindset that was the deer I wanted to get for the year. You know, even if another 160 class deer came in front of me, that's what I wanted to go for. You know, I had this vendetta, I guess is what you would call it, for this deer. So hopefully next year we get a crack at him. But I'll show this little clip here. And then that'll be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe, I guess, if you want to. If not, I hope you just enjoyed the video, and maybe give it a like. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a spring turkey hunt here now that it's spring. I'm filming this and actually getting time to do this, but I'll maybe film a spring turkey hunt or something like that, or mushroom hunt. I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.